Hey guys, Leah and Michelle, Resistance Chicks. It is March 1st, 2017. We have more kind of coverage on Trump's speech. It was a big speech, so since we're not giving you the whole speech, we're going to highlight some different areas.
So there was a moment when President Obama honored the widow of the fallen...
Let's talk about what president it was, Nancy Pelosi, really quickly.
What did I say? Obama?
You said Obama.
Shoot. Yeah. It was 8 years. It's kind of like when it's 2016.
And then you just keep writing 2016.
You know what, though? You know what it makes me say is President Obama, because I never call him President Obama. I just call him O, or Obi, or B.O. Those are his initials, right? So it makes me say in a respectful manner, but I can't do it when I think about it. So President Trump, in his first address to the joint session of Congress, he mentioned the widow of the fallen soldier in the first. His name was Senior Chief William Ryan Owens, and Donald Trump says he died as he lived, and as a warrior. But the left has done two different things. Half of the left, it's like a quarter, right? So half of the left has said, wow, this was his defining moment. Mm-hmm. The other quarter has said he used it as a prop.
Yeah.
So let's go to the quarter that said this was actually a good thing, because CNN is now having to report, but now that they're just doing a quarter of it because the other quarter is not.
There are a lot of people who have a lot of reason to be frustrated with him, to be fearful of him. But that was one of the most extraordinary moments you have ever seen in American politics, period. And he did something extraordinary. And for people who have been hoping that he would become unified, hoping that he might find some way to become presidential, they should be happy with that moment.
You should be.
For people who have been hoping that maybe he would remain a divisive cartoon, which he often finds a way to do, they should begin to become a little bit worried tonight. Because that thing you just saw him do, if he finds a way to do that over and over again, he's going to be there for 8 years. Now, there is a lot that he said in that speech that was counterfactual, that was not right, that I oppose and will oppose. But he did something tonight that you cannot take away from him. He became president of the United States.
And there was humanity in their exchange and him looking at her.
All right, so here is my take on this, because Leah was talking about it, because I had seen this when it happened. And listen, these people right here, it sounds like, oh my gosh, maybe they do really want to report the good stuff. Maybe
right.
all of the other times it just hasn't been good, and maybe they were right. No, they're having to cave to what Trump is saying, and so you'll notice that it was a totally backhanded compliment.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that they can stand on some sort of platform that says, well, we said a good thing. Now Trump can't say we never say anything. And I'm not trying to just dog them and say,
I mean, even Chris...
This is exactly what they have done.
Chris Matthews and Rachel Maddow, they even had to say some positive things. But then you've got this weird backhanded thing where you've got CNN saying, I'm bothered that some people might see her as a prop. So they are purporting that some people...
Right.
Table, more opinions. One of the downsides of winning, you have more people at the table, more opinions. Mary Catherine?
Make this a little personal. I don't know Mrs. Owens, but I was bothered by the suggestion that she was only a political prop, or she was only exploited, and it seemed to take away the agency from this obviously very tough woman. I know many families of the fallen. She and her family know the price of freedom more than most of us ever will. I was also widowed in 2015. He was not military, but I have 2 young children. She was there of her own volition. She made a decision, and she very well may have been there because she knew that she would stand up and her husband, a hero, would get a hero standing ovation, that the entire nation would his name, that the president would be honoring him and the entire Congress, and that years from now she can show that to her children as it should be. And so I don't want to take that away from her when we discuss this. Yes, it's a Washington event, but let ourselves have that moment, let yourself have that moment, because it was really human, whether or not there were politicians involved. It was beautiful.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Well, I'm pretty mad you
Amen.
didn't make me follow that, but
But now we have to go to the bait and switch of immigration. Sorry, that's what she says next. But yeah, I think, I want to reiterate the fact that I think that they are being forced to do what Trump has been telling them that they're not doing, which is to give a positive. But unfortunately, they're finding a way to do it in such a manner where it's slithering, it's disgusting, it's sickening, actually.
Well, and so to the point where you've got this Benny Johnson here again, he shows that on the first ovation, there's two ovations, standing ovations. Debbie Washburn Schultz and Ellison, sit during the second one, and there's been some pictures going around online showing some sourpuss faces of them somewhere. Can't find it right now, but that's the thing right now on Twitter. Did they sit? Did they not
stand?
clap?
Yeah.
Did they stand? Did they?
Do you know how many people are probably analyzing? This is stuff we are not doing here at Resistance Chicks. We're not going to
Yes.
analyze hours and hours of footage on this, but yeah, just the way on CNN, just on those two clips, you can keep looking for it.
Okay.
Those two clips that we showed, I just really see this push to say, well, you know what? Like he said, there was false things that were spoken, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, really? So he was taking that moment of something that was beautiful to still push his agenda. Okay? So I see that this was a human moment, but he still said false things and all this stuff. I just thought it was kind of disgusting.
So we should
We are
watch
blessed
it.
to be joined tonight by Corinne Owens, the widow of U.S. Navy Special Operator, Senior Chief William Ryan Owens. Ryan died as he lived, a warrior and a hero, battling against terrorism and securing our nation. I just spoke to our great General Mattis, just now.
I love that Ivanka is
who
sitting right next to
reconfirmed
her.
that, and I quote, Ryan was a part of a highly successful raid that generated large amounts of vital intelligence that will lead to many more victories in the future against our enemy. Ryan's legacy is etched into eternity. Thank you.
Standing in. Dude. I mean, I want to cry for this lady. I can't even imagine.
It's a really powerful moment.
But this guy's not even clapping. Like, what is this?
Some of these generals are just a little stoic. This is a really long moment.
And she represents so many. It's not just her that Trump is acknowledging here. She just got to be the face of so many other widows and widowers that have lost spouses for the fight of freedom.
He's been on for a while. We're just gonna let it play.
I can't even imagine being there if I was her. I mean, it would just be completely overwhelming. Like, how long is this? This is really awesome.
You know, I think they have kids who just play this over and over. You know, this long thing, it's not ever gonna end.
Yeah.
And Ryan is looking down right now. You know that. And he's very happy because I think he just broke a record.
No, I want to cry. That's
So,
fantastic. That's awesome.
yeah.
So I feel like CNN kind of used that moment instead of just reporting it as it was.
There's so
just
many-
leave the rest of it out of there. Why did that guy even have to say that? I don't care what else you think. Why couldn't he have just said it was a beautiful moment?
I don't know. There's a lot of people who ripped her up on Twitter. I mean, he used you as your prop. Why did you even show up? I mean, it just shows you
Some
how
people are just a
broken
little bit-
people are.
Yeah.
This was a moment. This was a big moment. This was a moment.
If you lose a spouse to the fight for freedom, no one is ever allowed to say anything to you ever.
Right.
It's just that simple.
It's you can't
Ever.
touch it.
Ever,
It's not
ever. And you
political.
probably shouldn't have to pay taxes either.
On
Okay.
top of that,
Little Armageddon thrown in there.
free pizza for life.
Okay, so this is Leah Michelle signing off for Resistance Chicks, where it's not a conspiracy theory if it's the truth. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks, and ring that bell for notifications so you get an email every time we put out a new video. And find us on Facebook, where we can interact with you guys there on a daily basis. We'll be back in a bit. God bless.
I was cold all alone. No place for home every day. So afraid, but you call